Summit Dodge Tommy's Hockey on 95.7 The Wolf, and in the intermission we're talking with Charles Lavigne, a goaltender for the St. Thomas Tommies, his first year here with the St. Thomas Tommies. First, Charles, welcome to Fredericton, and thanks very much for doing this tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, now of course we understand that it was a friendship that you struck up when you were a member of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League's Moncton Wildcats that might have helped your decision to come to St. Thomas.
It sure did, actually. I mean, I was, after my season ended last year, I was looking to play pro, but the opportunity didn't really come along. So obviously the first option is to play university hockey, and I mean, I spoke quite a few times with Mike Eagles throughout my 20-year-old season, and with my relationship with Matt, it really helped a lot. So it was a pretty simple decision for me to come to St. Thomas.
Now, of course, coming to St. Thomas, coming to the Atlantic University Sport Conference, you probably saw what an exciting conference this is. I mean, it's a very competitive conference with, squads like UNB raising 2 championship banners in the last number of years. Must be fun to continue your career in another vein on the university level, but in a very highly competitive conference.
Yeah, I think it is probably the highest competitive hockey. It's the most competitive outside of I think junior when you're talking about amateur hockey, and I mean the Maritime League is the best one there is. I grew up in Ottawa, and the league there. I mean I've seen a few games. They're still the same caliber players, but I mean, the way people pay attention to that league is not as strong. It's a little sloppier compared to over here. I mean, here it's very important throughout the communities, and it's kind of like playing junior in a sense. And I mean, obviously, if I would have any opportunity to play, if anybody would have an opportunity to play university hockey, I mean, coming out to the Maritimes is no brainer.
Definitely. Now, when we take a look at your career in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, which you just finished up with Quebec last year, you also spent some time in Moncton with the Wildcats organization. Talk a little bit about the time you got to spend in Moncton and getting to know what it's like to be in the Maritimes.
Well, you know what, Moncton was a pretty interesting situation. We didn't have a great team that year. We had a rebuilding year, and as a 19-year-old, I mean, I had a leadership role to, help the kids grow. And same thing with Maddie. We were leaders in that team. And, it was a learning experience. It was, I think my mentality grew that year because you go into games knowing that you might not win very often. I mean, it was tough. We missed playoffs by about 1 or 2 points. And, it was a learning experience that year. And, I know we didn't win on the ice, but I mean, I won off the ice. I grew as a person and as a hockey player.
When you take a look at that, it probably also helped you as you continued in your career in the Q with going to the Rempart and having an outstanding season last year.
Absolutely, it really helped because I know I've been on both sides of the winning and the losing, and going into Quebec, we were picked highly to go pretty far in the playoffs, and so when we had downsides throughout the season, I think that's when the experience of my 19-year-old season in Moncton came in, where I could bounce back very easily the next night.
When you take a look at coming into St. Thomas and coming into a situation as a first year player and getting the opportunity to be thrown right into the fray there last weekend, was there any apprehension getting tossed right into this right away?
Not really. I skated enough over the summer to get ready, and we came in here, and I think the preseason, I've never seen a preseason so long. And you got to go through months of school, and you start the season in October. I've never really been used to that before, but that's Mike's job to get us ready. We've been here since early September. I've been here a little later than other guys, but it's his job to keep us ready, and he did a great job this year. I love the fact that he threw me in there and has confidence in me. That shows. That obviously helps my confidence into this season. So, it's going to be a learning experience this year. We're rebuilding, obviously, but we have the team to scare a lot of people.
And when you get that opportunity on the first night, you chalk up a victory. It must make yourself feel well, but also the team, because yes, it is a rebuilding year for the squad.
Yeah, well, that first night victory was, there goes the pressure lifted off everyone's shoulders. I mean, we got that first one out of the way. Now we can keep the ball rolling. Obviously, that wasn't the case last year. And it had a rough start. It was kind of tough. When you didn't win that first game on the weekend, I mean, you had pressure to win the second one, or else it's going to be a long week. But, I mean, we got that win off our shoulders for now, and it's stuff that we can build on. And obviously, I think from here on in, all it is positives.
Now, when you take a look at the schedule, because, of course, in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, you're having a 70-game schedule and playoffs. Not as many games, so there's not many, I think we were just talking about it, there's not many times for an off night.
No, there isn't. That's true. But, I mean, that's where guys in this league are older, so they're more mature when it comes to game preparation and stuff like that. So you don't see many off nights here. And but you know what? It's a 28-game season, but it's crammed into a short period of time. So you still get at least 2 games a week. So it's not that bad. I mean, it's not as bad as people think it is. You think you'd fall asleep not playing very often, but I mean, 2 games a week, you got your schools to throw in there. I mean, it goes by pretty quickly.
And there's also the fact that you're facing the higher caliber competition, because you are dealing with the older, more mature guys, but also highly skilled guys. So you're facing you're facing stiff competition in each and every game.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the one thing. I mean, in this league, every single team is strong. It's crazy. I mean, we saw it we played Moncton, we beat them, they still outshot us, and then we will go the next night into a UPI squad that you think would be not as strong as Moncton, but I mean, they are one good hockey club over there, and from there on in, I mean, everybody's just good.
Now, when you take a look at this, coming to university, of course, pro aspirations could still in the cards for you. It's good to be able to keep your game up on a high level.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the best place to be to keep it going. I mean, when I was talking with my old coach Patrick Wall over the summer, and the one thing he told me is stay in everybody's radar. And I mean, this is the best place to be, to stay on everyone's radar. It's not in the minor leagues, in the Central League. I mean, that's where you go to end your hockey career. This is a good spot to stay on the radar.
All right, Charles, thanks very much for doing this, and I'm sure we'll touch base throughout the season.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
All right, Charles Lavigne, goaltender for the St. Thomas Tommies in the intermission here on Summit Dodge Tommies Hockey on 95.7 The Wolf.